Welcome back to the workbench. We are continuing to work on the Rollife Flower Shop model kit, wood build kit thing. I'm not sure what you call these, but we're continuing to work on it. And before I move on, actually, I got to apologize for yesterday. The film, or the footage, I guess it's not film anymore, the footage out of this video here, or out of this camera here, corrupted on me. So I wasn't able to put a video together for tomorrow, but I did get work done yesterday that I filmed that we now can't see. But what I thought we would do is I'll just catch you up real quick. So I had been working on some stuff in the YouTube shorts over on that side of YouTube, basically putting together these little kind of detail pieces. And then yesterday what we did was we actually started putting them in the flower shop. Unfortunately, like I said, that footage corrupted, so I wasn't able to put out a video. But here's what we did. We were able to get a shelf in. There's a little photo or a picture back there. Got a flower in a pot we put in right here. We got our sign installed. Let me make sure you can see it. Our sign installed here on the side, a couple plants. So it wasn't a whole lot that we worked on. We got that all kind of put in place, those details. And then at the end of the video, which you'll never see, we actually put together this plant here together, which is pretty straightforward. It's just paper cut on some wire and then shoved into a little wooden vase. We're going to need that moving forward because I'm still working on YouTube short stuff up here. You can see up here I've got a bunch of, whoops, I just knocked over a shelf, but I've got a bunch of plants and different things like this that putting together. This is all going to be done in, you'll be able to see it within the YouTube short tab. But what I thought we would do today, set those aside, I'll work on these later in between these live episodes or these uncut, unedited episodes. What I thought we'd do today, kind of, again, in this uncut, unedited format, is actually build this Rolife locker. So this was its own little kit within the kit. Like it's almost like it was just something extra that they put in there with it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It was in its own bag, its own unit, I guess you could call it. So I thought we could do this today. And I've already gone ahead and pulled everything apart. So really we're starting right here with step 3, which is basically, if you can't tell, this is plastic. It's like a, I don't know if it's an ABS. No, probably not ABS. It's probably styrene, I think, or something like a polystyrene. I don't know, but it's been cut and then grooved, I guess, here so that we can make our bins like so. And that's actually what we need to do now is just bend these. Now, I have a feeling that if I bent this a few times, it would break right off. So I think I'm going to make the bins just once, just like so, just kind of break them over like so. It doesn't actually say to glue these yet, so I'm going to leave it unglued. But we can see it's going to kind of come together on these 45s like so. And then the next thing we need to do is A1. I wonder which one's A1 is the smaller. So we've got 2 shelves, it looks like. We've got A2, which is the bigger one, and A1, which is the smaller one. We want A1. Basically, we're just going to fold these back like so. And just make, I think basically what this is a shelf. I have to imagine it is. Just like this, okay. And then we've got, this is the front. This is going to glue in. It looks like, yeah. So we've got like this solid piece here. I think this edge of the shelf is going to fit right in there. And we're going to have, this top edge line up with the top edge of the solid piece of the front. Like that is, I think, what's going to happen. And that's going to actually kind of hold this all closed. And the way I'm definitely going to glue this stuff together is with CA glue. Of course, using our Starbond CA glue. Discount in the description if you'd like some good CA glue. Go ahead and go check that out. But let me just, I'm just going to touch some glue on here. It's not going to take much. I mean, this material here, this plastic material, this is what CA glue is really made for. So it's definitely the right option for this. Get it in here carefully. I want to line it up where, again, I'm trying to line it up where it's nice and flush. Nice and flush with the top of this, but I also want it to sit level in here too. Let me see if that's gonna work like that. I'm trying to just check it from all angles, make sure there is no tabs or anything like that to line up with. It's literally just a matter of putting it in there, kind of, I guess, kind of freehand would be the way to say it. And I need to hold the front up against it now. And I think that's pretty level. It's hard to tell. It might be high in the back. Let's go about right here. Okay, now let me hold pressure. Usually it takes about maybe 30 seconds or so, usually for CA glue, to kind of cure enough to where you've got a connection. In fact, I've got some accelerator here, accelerate. I've got some spray stuff that's going to make this set. Let me see if I can make it happen. All right. I'm just going to hold this just a second till that dries. That actually evaporates very quickly. Once it evaporates, usually that's my key or sign, or that's my timer as far as the glue itself. I don't know if I got the sides to really make contact. I think so. I think we're okay. So I'm going to set that down. Yeah, the back's supposed to look like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, because now we're going to the back side of the instructions. And what do we have? We have A3. Let me set this over to the side somewhere. I've got so much stuff everywhere. A3, is just the big square piece like this, which I think is going to go take out parts and glue as shown. I think what they want us to do is this is actually going to slide in here underneath. From what I can see right here, the picture here, it needs to go underneath these tabs. So hopefully I can still get this one pulled back. It did say glue that in place, so there we go. Okay. It's going to go like so. Make sure our shelf is still good. Yeah. And then it looks like what we want to do we want to glue this, take out parts, and glue as shown. So what I'm going to do, that had glue on it, I think, because it instantly glued on me. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue, or just a couple dots of glue right along the edges here. Like so. Let me get this back on top so we're good to go. Okay, there we go. Dots of glue. This it doesn't take much. And that one actually already glued in place. Luckily, it's where it needs to be. And then I'm gonna pull these together and probably just hold like so. I could set stuff on here, but I think I'd rather hold it. Just kind of try to clamp it in place like this. And of course, once you do this, notice I have both hands full. I can't in any way scratch my nose right now, so of course, yeah, my nose is itching. Yeah, that's how it works, right? I don't know. It's something, I think that's something in your brain where once you, okay, here we go. It's just, yeah, right then, that's when your mustache will itch your nose, and you can't scratch it. Okay, let's see. There we go. This one here is not, I'm pushing from the front side now to try to get the pressure on this one here. And that's one thing you kind of need when you're not using the accelerant or, the spray with this CA glue. You've got to make contact. You got to make pressure. And this, when you push on it, it just bends in. So you got to kind of get pressure from both sides. But that looks good. That worked. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that so that I don't glue it to the table. What do they want us to do next? 6, 7. So they wanted us to cut these, which I actually did already. So I've got there. And now, so let's set those up. That's already done. We'll go to 8, which is A5. Let me make sure we grab the right piece. So we have 2 A5s, both of these guys here. I've already cut the centers out. We just need to make the folds in them. Again, I'm trying to be kind of careful with these. I feel like once they break over or fold over, I feel like they could completely break off pretty easily. So I'm trying to be somewhat careful with them. Okay, that's good. And let's do this and that. And if they fold over very easily, the grooves or the cuts in these actually do a good job. Okay, so it says take out the parts, cut off the middle plastic joint with a knife, and bend along the crease, and then cut as shown. What do they mean by cut as shown? Do they mean glue as shown? It says cut as shown here too. I don't think that's typos. I think that should say glue as shown. I think what we're supposed to do is glue these two guys together, and then the mesh in the back, and then we're going to glue it, you know, up here. It'd be, you know, it'd be kind of cool if we could open this and you could have stuff inside there, but that's all right. But I think that word cut is supposed to mean glue, so I'm going to glue it. Not sure how we're going to cut as shown. I've noticed that a few times in these kits. There's some wording and things that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I think it's just bad copywriting, or bad editing, I should say. Poorly edited. Let me actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these. I'll flip them upside down like so. So we're flat on the table. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah, so I'm flat on the table. I want the front of these to be nice and flat. You know what I'll also do? I'm just going to spray one side. Okay, and now once we push these together, it should glue up pretty quick. So I got to kind of be in the right spot. It's not too bad. Yeah, there we go. So if, you know, glue one side, spray the other side, but just make sure you hit it first try, because that's about all you got. Now let me dry fit these, and these, hopefully I cut these the right size. Yeah, they're gonna be fine. Okay, so let's dump that back out. Wow, these are a little off. Can I move them? Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it again because that was a little off. Oh, see, it's breaking. That was a little off. That's why I don't like to do that method a whole lot, because you really do only get one shot at it, and it'll drive me nuts. They were just a half a millimeter up and down from each other. So let's do it again. There's probably going to still be some of that accelerant, so I need to get where I need to be. Let's just do that. Yeah. Now you know what I can do. I like that right there. Let's just do that. Enough of that will seep in there. Dry that up for us, and then now it's, yeah. Flip it over. Yeah, you can see where this one kind of broke on me, but I think it's okay. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, if you manipulate these too much, I'm telling you, they're going to break, so you got to be real careful. I'm just going to put a touch of glue, I think, on each side here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm even doing. Am I in frame? Yeah. Just a touch of glue on each side, and that'll be enough to hold this mesh in. I think what I can do, try to get the mesh kind of flattened out. So we're nice and flat, and I think I can just kind of drop it in like so, and like so. Yeah, see, that one's a little bent. Is there something I can set? Well, you know what I can do is just hold it. Again, spray my finger. Really don't like spraying my finger with this stuff, but I don't guess it's gonna. I don't like spraying stuff on my fingers. Probably should have gloves on. I think that's going to be okay. And then this is going to actually ultimately go here. Yeah, I guess we really could, because of that mesh, we could put something in there and you'd actually see it. You'd see it in there, but I don't know if I really have anything to put in there. And then they say cut as shown, which again I think means glue as shown. And I'm going to very carefully, I don't want to put too much glue. I'm just going to put a dot of glue. Whoops. I didn't even get the sentence out of my mouth, and there was too much glue on there. I was going to say I don't want to put too much glue on this, and plop, big old glob of it. Okay. And I'm trying to put it right here on the edge because I'd rather it not, I don't want glue going way out all over the place. Let's turn it straight side up, right side up. And then let's see about just setting this on there like so. Making sure that we're touching our glue spots, which on the bottom I don't think I am, but that's okay if the others all hit. What I think I'll do is leave that, and I'm going to grab, I think I had some, here we are. I'm going to set this right here to hold it down for us, because next we're going to do A2, which I think probably is about the only piece left besides that little one. So we're going to fold this over like this, because this is going to kind of look like the cabinet door on the bottom here. It's going to go in right down here. Yeah, like that. Okay. So what I think I'll do for this one I'm gonna kind of put glue on the edge of these, gonna try to, so we kind of bring all this together right on this corner, on the, you know, on the corner. So I'm getting glue on the vertical surface and the horizontal surface. I'm gonna touch some glue down here because I know it comes all the way to the bottom, and I think I'll just stick with that. I'm not sure where it goes out there, so I don't want to guess at it. Make sure we're all good there, and then we'll just slide that in like so. Center it up. And what I think I'll do with that, again, I think I have another little model paint bottle that needs to come over. Just, I think that's gonna work, and we'll let that dry if we can. And then number 13 is bend and glue as shown. What am I bending and gluing as shown? Let me bring it over here so you guys can say it. K1. Oh, I remember. Where is K1? Does K1 come from somewhere else? Let me see. What is K1? Where, those are P's. Oh, I think it's supposed to be the foil. No, it's not the. Is K1 the foil? Is this K1? I think maybe so. I think that's this. And then I don't even know what size to cut. It doesn't even give me sizes. I'm not for sure how we're supposed to. I think there was a piece that probably came. I probably pulled it out and used it for something else, I guess. It doesn't show it here. It doesn't show with the K1 here in the parts list. It shows it here. It says K1. I don't know. You know what we might do? We might skip K1 and just do what actually came with this little kit, which is this guy here, which is the bottom pool. It just folds over like that. And then it's going to go on the bottom, on this what looks like it's supposed to be a bottom drawer. Maybe we'll leave. I mean, I guess I could cut K1 to be about this size, I suppose. Let's do that. We can, yeah, we'll just cut it. Let me move this stuff out of the way, actually. We'll take this foil, kind of cut it this size, I suppose. I think if I just, in fact, this might be about the right length. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it like so. That's probably a little thick. Let me bring that down a little bit. Cut it a little thinner. Oh, you know how I should do this. Let me cut it this way. I know how I'm going to do this. Get that out of the way. I'll probably need that later. That's okay. I'm going to cut it this way, as straight as I can. Like that. Looks pretty good. I think I'm going to fold it in half. Like so, which will give me the middle of this, and I'm gonna cut it in half, and then there's my two little pulls that we'll use to make those, just like that. And I think what we might do, so I guess what you're supposed to do is kind of fold them. I don't really know how you're supposed to do this. Bend and glue as shown. Well, you don't even show. Oh, yeah, it just shows. I guess we'll just fold it. Fold the ends in like this. And that'll make us a little handle. Like so, I suppose. And I guess that'll work. No, I wish it seems like they could have just had another piece like this or two more pieces like that we just cover with this is foil tape. I could just cover it with the foil tape, and then there's your handle, you know. My main issue is I want these to be somewhat the same. Which odds aren't great. when you do it by eyeball. I mean, I guess that'll be okay. Let me move this stuff off. We'll see if we can get it, get them glued in here. Kind of one on either side, I suppose. They'll go right there, and then this one. How does this go? Because it has a rounded side. Which way does the rounded side go to? It's really hard to see because it's all red. I think it goes down. Let me throw this out of the way. I think it goes down ways. This the rounded edge, and then the straight side goes up. And this is basically the same thing. It's going to go right in there. Okay, so how are we going to glue this? Oh boy. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's do this. I'm going to put some CA glue right here on this piece of cardstock, or this cardboard here, like so. And I think the way I could do this, again, I'm making all of this up as I go, as we go, doing it together. So I'm going to grab this with my tweezers. Well, I'm going to try to. My tweezers got a little gummed up. Let's see if I can make sure we're kind of square as can be here. Square as you can get with some foil tape. I'm going to just touch each of these in that CA like so. And then I'm going to use the tweezers to just try my darndest to just set it. Set it right like that, and then don't touch it. And then I'm going to try to do the same with this other one. That ended up kind of being concaved in, the handle, like a pretty smooth. Excuse me 1 second, I just dropped it on the floor. Where, boy, I've got so much trash down there. Where'd you go? This is my life these days. Okay, there it is. Found it. All right, so I want to have that same kind of concave, I think, in this one, which I kind of do. I think it's just naturally wanting to do that. Now I've dropped it. That will be way too much glue, but it should make it happen. This, actually, let me get some glue on my fingers real quick because that needs folded in. There we go. And I can pull it back out like so. And now very carefully, we want to do this one. Oh goodness, I haven't glued it to my, no, okay. Slide on over, try to get them to look somewhat the same. It looks horrible, but it'll work. It's going to have to be good enough. This bottom, let me see if I can, I'm always afraid to manipulate with it because that's when you start really screwing it up. Yeah. If I can pull, this bottom one here is a little bent in, but I don't think you really notice it, especially once it gets, I just glued my finger to it. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing with this guy here. Make sure I can get those kind of straight. Just touch the glue like so. And then this one we want to try to get centered. Okay, and then, you know, the problem is when you glue it to, there we go. When you glue it to your tweezers, that's a problem. Well, are you kidding me? Then you glue it to your finger. This is what, oh my goodness, this is a mess. Okay, let's slide it back up into our little glue spots here. And hopefully this won't turn out too bad. Okay, let's move this out of the way before we make a mess with it. And then there we go. That's basically, I think it's about right. That's how it's supposed to, I think that's how it's supposed to look. I think it's going to get hidden. Where is the box cover? You can kind of just barely see it in the picture back here. It gets kind of hidden away back here in the building. In fact, we can bring the building out, the flower shop that is. And I think it's going to actually, it looks like, oh, you know what we didn't do? Hold on. I'm getting way ahead of myself because I remember looking at the instructions. Wait. Because we had copper eyelets that came with this, so I think it gets some little feet. I was assuming that's what these are going to be for. Let me check the instructions. Yep, we tried to jump ahead, so we need to put those on the bottom first. Let's do that real quick. Let's just turn you upside down. I think what I'll do, I'm assuming they go, yeah, they all go on the body of the cabinet. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. I could try using the tweezers again, but I've got glue on them, so it's, there we go. Drop them on there. Right there. And I'm trying to just get them, same distance in those corners. Same thing over here. Right there. And this one. And now we've got a completed cabinet. Yeah, we need some feet for it to sit on. That one, actually, hold on. That needs moved a little bit. If I can. Oh, it's glued. It's good. I bet what we could do is just flip it over and set it like that and let it use its own weight to hold those on. But I think what we'll do, I'm going to go ahead and bring the flower shop over. And it looks like to me, in the flower shop itself, it kind of sits maybe here-ish. Because we're going to have, there's like a greenhouse structure that goes here. Yeah, it looks like it kind of just overlaps right in there. And I think that's going to look, I know it's kind of hard to see for you guys. Can I lift it up some? There we go. It's going to fit right in there, I think. And then, of course, it has plants and flowers and junk all over it. But I think that looks like something. These handles are quite obtrusive, I guess would be the right word. But hey, if you don't tell me how big to make them, I'll make them as big as I want. That's the way I do things. Anyways, I think that's going to do for day like today. Let me move this aside. I'm going to slide some other stuff over. Whoops, he just fell. Whoa, don't fall. Let's just break the whole thing. I am going to continue working on these kind of things in the shorts section. So just so you guys can see, I've got that's actually this bucket that we made prior, and it's got some bouquets, I guess you call them, in there. We got this plant I made, pretty cool. But all this stuff, so I got a bunch of different things, and they're all going to be going on the shelves and things that we made previously. By the way, if you missed these, check the playlist down in the description. You can go back and see this stuff being built and catch up on it. We're actually going to be doing this shelf, but it's all going to be done in the shorts tab. So done in YouTube Shorts. YouTube really likes us to do those shorts. And so I thought this was a good way to speed along the build a little bit, because it's starting to really drag along, and also satisfy YouTube with their whole shorts requirement kind of thing. And then hopefully it's a good way for you guys to also be able to watch these in short content. So the videos at most are 60 seconds each, as you get to see these kind of put together. And then we'll come back together in this long format, unedited, uncut kind of format, and put it together in the flower shop. So I thought that was the best way I could go about it. And I think I'll do that moving forward with most all the builds we're doing. So even when we're doing plastic model builds, that kind of stuff, because a lot of times I have to paint. There's a lot of stuff I do in between episodes to keep the episodes moving, because we're uncut, so we can't sit here and just watch paint dry. But I can do those in YouTube Shorts, in between episodes, all that in between episode stuff, so you can still get to see it, just not in long format where we're sitting around again watching glue dry. That's not any fun. So I think this will keep the builds moving forward. And as I'm doing these, I'm kind of trying to figure out the best way to make them work, where they're interesting and fun, and you want to come join every day, and let's do something for 30 minutes every day, and you want to join along. So I'm, it's going to constantly be kind of changing and developing into hopefully what is a better show for you guys. But what would really help if you guys let me know down in the comments, how do you like it? What do you like? Do you like that idea of seeing kind of the monotonous stuff cut down into real quick little shorts, and then we'll get together and do the more interesting things, like building that red cabinet that I had no idea how to put together? Let me know what you think down in the comments. But with that said, I want to just thank you for joining me today. Sorry about yesterday, and hopefully this video is going okay today. I think it is. I kind of did some test runs, and it seems to be okay for today. We'll find out. If you're watching this, it was good. So thanks for joining me. Hey, leave me the likes down below if you would. It really does help. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. Do all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.